Hello everybody and welcome to the second tutorial in the series. Today we will look at creating a new database and also creating a new user so we can use this new database. We will also look at granting privileges to this new user. First of all, one very important thing you need to do is to add the bin directory, the PostgreSQL bin directory to your user path. So depending on which Windows version you're using, I can't really help you there. I'm personally using Windows Vista, but if you're using any other version, you need to have a look and you need to know how to change your system variable. And then once you found that out, you can Google it, it's really easy. Once you found that out, you need to add to your path the following value if you've installed PostgreSQL in a default install directory. So you need to add C program files, PostgreSQL 8.3/bin. If you've installed it in another directory, it's not a problem, you just need to make sure that you point your path to the bin directory. This is very important. This will allow you to connect to the database from anywhere within your system. Okay, so I can change, for example, the directory I'm in now to C, and then I can initiate the command called psql -u Postgres. -u says you want to connect to the server with the user Postgres. And as you can see, it's working fine. It's asking us for a password. Okay, so for some of you who haven't got their system path set, pause the video now, set your system path to the bin directory of PostgreSQL, and then come back here. Alright, so hopefully now you've got everything set up. Go into a command prompt, and you should be able to type psql -u, uppercase U, very important, Postgres, being the user we created when we installed Postgres. Okay, you get a prompt for the password, enter the password, and there you go. You get to see a welcome message and telling you that you're in the interactive terminal for PostgreSQL. Now, what we want to do is create a database. Now, the database name doesn't matter at all. For this one, I'm going to call it Postgres VTDB. It might be a bit of a long name, but you know, we're not often going to use this name just when we connect. So, to create a database, you need to initiate the following command: create database Postgres VTDB. This is the name of the database. It's followed by a semicolon. Every command you give the PostgreSQL server must be followed by a semicolon. And now let's press enter. The database has been created. We can check that the database has been created by typing \l. This will list all the databases in your system. As you can see, the Postgres VTDB database is there. Now, you can also see that the database owner is still Postgres. Alright, let's create a user. So we can use this user later to connect to that database. To create a user, you simply type create user, the name of the user you want to use. I'm going to call mine test user, and I'm going to give it a password. So I'm going to type with password, open single quote, and type a password. I'm going to give it 123456, close a single quote, semicolon. Press enter, and your password and your user has been created with that password. What we also need to do is grant privileges for the Postgres VTDB to this new user. The way you do this is very simple. You type grant all. We're going to grant all privileges on that database of that user. So grant all on database Postgres VTDB 2 and the username, test user. Semicolon. Press enter, grant, and that's it. Now, the user, test user, should be able to connect to the Postgres VTDB. Let's have a look now at the database and see if our database owner has changed. As you can see, it hasn't. Why is that? Any object you create in PostgreSQL is owned by the user who created this object. It doesn't mean that other users will not be able to use this object. There is a way of changing ownership for different objects within the database or within the database cluster, but there is no point in doing this at the moment, as we've granted privileges to the Postgres VTDB to our user called test user. Okay, so now we are going to exit out of the prompt here, Ctrl+C or \Q, and now we are going to connect to our database with our test user. So to do so, we're going to do PSQL -D Postgres VTDB -U test user and press enter. The prompt asks us for the password for the test user, so we enter the password. In my case, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and press enter. As you can see, we have a new prompt now, and it's called Postgres VTDB. We are in the database. We are ready to use a database. We are ready to create tables. We should have all privileges granted to us, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Thank you very much.